Hello and welcome back to the part 2 of the end of term explanation videos. I'm very excited to continue with the grade 9 advance. The part 2 will be from the question number 11 to question number 20. Please stay tuned. I will try to upload as soon as possible. Within a few days, all the end of term explanation videos will be uploaded. I am Justin D'Souza, your math teacher. This is my channel, Best Math. If you have not yet subscribed to it, or if you're new to this, please do click on that subscribe button. And also do like my videos and share it among your friends who might find it useful. I would greatly appreciate it. And for all those who have already subscribed my channel and all those who follow my channel and watch the videos and who share it with others, thank you so much. I am very grateful to you all. Now then, we will continue with the 11th topic. Here it is on compound statements. Now, compound statements, it's all talking, basically stating stuff. Okay. Now here, when you see a compound, when you talk about compound statements, it means many statements together, or there is some, like a law given to you. Over here, you can see there are many statements, P, Q, R. What does it say? The figure is a trapezoid. Is this a trapezoid? Do you know what is a trapezoid exactly? Trapezoid is like this. You know, if it's a top part of the triangle is cut out, you will get a trapezoid. This is not a trapezoid, so this is false. The figure has four congruent sides. That's the next statement. Is it true? Does it have all four equal sides? Yes, absolutely. That is true. Very good. This is true then. And what about the last one? Four right angles. Yes, it has four right angles. This is a square. Four equal sides and four right angles is only for a square. Now then, they have told and, P and R. What does that and mean? And means both things are required to be true for the compound statement to be true. Now imagine I ask you, I need a pen and an eraser, or pencil and an eraser. That would mean I need a pencil and eraser, and I need both of them. Without that, I cannot continue. I need both of them and eraser. So both are required. But imagine I say pen or pencil. Pencil. This means any one is fine. If I get a pen, it's enough. Or if I get a pencil, it's enough. One needs to be true. But here, and means both needs to be true to be, for the statement to be true. So let us look at this. P, what is that statement? P is false because it is not a trapezoid. Okay, this is not a trapezoid, it's a square. And R is true because it has four right angles. So the compound statement over here, P and R is false. Why? Because one is false. The entire compound statement is false. Let us look in another problem. Now this is and symbol. Okay, if at all you come across this symbol, it means and. Or symbol is like this. For all, we, or all, like that. Okay, or. For all symbol is similar to this. It's not this, but this is or symbol, and this is and symbol, inverted A. Now, how can you remember? A and D, right? Sorry, A is already written. A and D. Just that the dash is not there, only A. So that's and symbol. Now over here they have told negation of P. What does this negation of P means? That means the figure is not a trapezoid. Yes, it is true. This figure is not a trapezoid. And R is true because it has four right angles. So now the truth value would be yes, that is true. Why? Because both are true, and that's the thing. That's the answer. Now we will look into the problem. Say over here you have, see, this is or symbol. Okay, now otherwise it will be mentioned or. Here they have given you PQR statements. ABC, the angle ABC and CBD are complementary. Let's see, ABC and CBD. No, these are supplementary. Complement means 90 degrees. Complement, right angle, 90 degrees. Complementing means something right, isn't it? So right angle is 90. No, this is false. Supplement means extra, that is 180. Now ABC and CBD are vertical angles. ABC and CBD, this is again false. And R, AB and BD are equal. Yes, that is true. Over here it's mentioned AB and BD are equal. So now then, let's analyze these statements. P is false. Okay, they have asked for P. It's not complementary. Absolutely false. Negation of R. R is true. AB and BD are equal, but they told negation. That means it's false. Now, what is the compound statement? If it is a or statement, you must remember both must be true. Sorry, both must be false in order to be false. Even if one is true, the statement is true, the compound statement. Now, here you can see false and false, hence, the compound statement is false. That is the answer. Similarly, please do try these by yourself. I'm sorry for my animation. This is gonna it didn't fade properly. Anyways, now here you have three statements. P, -3 minus 2 equals -5. Yes, it's true. Vertical angles are congruent. Yes, absolutely. Vertical angles are congruent. And 2 plus 8 is greater than 10. Is 10 greater than 10? No, 10 is equal to 10 or greater than equal to 10. But here it's only greater than, so this is false. Now let us do the statements. P and Q. P and Q both are true. So compound statement is true. Why? Because this and this both is true. What about P or R? Now this is a sorry. This over here, sorry, this is not or, it's and again. Sorry, this is and. So again, and both must be true. Here you're telling R is false, isn't it? P is true. Yes. And this one is false. P is true, but R is false. So it's false. Look at the symbol. I just got confused. I thought it was or. This A, right? It's and. Both needs to be true and true. Only then it is true. Whereas for this symbol, both must be false. Even if one is true, it's true. Only when both are false, it is false. So this is true. Okay. Now here, or symbol. Q and negation of R. What is Q? Yes, absolutely true. Negation of true. This is false, but negation of this is true. So yes, this is true. Any one is true or it will be true. Now, what about these? Over here again, we have or, R, and Q. Now, look over here. R is false. Q is true. If one is true, over. Or it will be true. Now, what about negation of P and negation of Q? Negation of P means it's false, and negation of Q is also false. So, both are false in this case. Then the compound statement is false. And over here, one is false, one is true, but the ultimate answer will be false. It's or again. If one is, see now, whenever you have or, at least one must be true, then the final answer is true. See, negation of R, it was false, but it became true, right? Whereas negation of P, which was true, became false. If one tick is there, it is true. Only for or, or the statements. But for and, both must be true. Only then it is true. If one is false, it's false. So that's how we can solve it. Please remember this, and that's it. That's about compound statements. In the next topic, we will go to the topic 12 in the next video. Please stay tuned. Now we are moving to the 12th topic, where we will learn about the transversal angle pair relationships. Now here you can see there are two lines, and this line T is a transversal which cuts both the line. It should be a straight line that cuts. Now, what happens is there are few angle relationships formed. Now, imagine these are the two lines. These inside angles, see, can you see the inside angle? They are interior angle. Whereas the ones which I'm drawing in black, the outer angles or the exterior angles, they have some relationship. So now all the interior angles are these. Exterior angles are the black ones which I marked 1, 2, 8, 7. And then consecutive interior angles. What does that mean? Now you can see these two are next to next, but these two are also next to next. These are consecutive. Okay, they are basically lying on this same on the transversal line. Okay, not on the same line Q, on the transversal line. And then alternate interior angles. Now, alternate generally means opposite. So now if I consider this, for example, 4. Alternate to this is the opposite angle. See, can you see this one? 6 is opposite. Same way for 3 alternate is 5. Even the exterior angles can have alternate 1 and 7, 8 and 2. That is the thing. Now, lastly, we have corresponding angles, which is very crucial. Corresponding depends on the position. Now, let's think about 3. It's down right, same way 7 is corresponding to it, it's down right. For example, 8. 8 is down left is 4. So you can see 4 and 8. We saw 3 and 7. Same way 1 and 5. 1, 5, and last this is 5 and 2 and 6. Those are the angle pair relationships. Now we will see a problem over here. They have told about parallel lines always. Okay, now there is one more thing I forgot to tell you. I'm sorry. Uh, when there are parallel lines, see, the thing is, I told you just about transversal pair relationship, but we are dealing with parallel lines. So this is information, very useful information. Now, whatever we just now saw, in that if there are alternate angles, right? These are called alternate interior angles. If these two lines are parallel and then a transversal cuts, then these angles will be equal to each other. So always remember, whatever we just now learned, if it is parallel lines like this, then all the interior, exterior, these are all congruent. They are basically equal to each other. Okay. Even the corresponding angles, they are all congruent or equal to each other. So in this case, look at this figure. We can see 3 is interior, alternate interior angle is 6. These both are congruent. Now 5 and 4 are congruent. 7 and 2 congruent. 8 and 1 congruent. There is one more thing, consecutive interior angles, right? Consecutive 3 and 5. Whenever you add 3 and 5, it will be equal to 180 degrees. Same way, 5 and 6, when you add, it will be 180 degrees. Now then, we will solve this particular problem. Use the figure to find the value of the indicated variable. Justify your reasoning. We need to find y if, okay, if measure of it, okay, over here, okay, I got confused. There's no y over here, so I was confused. Now they have told measure of 8. Let's see, measure of 8 is 68 degrees. This is 68. And then measure of 3 is given to be 3y minus 2. And this y needs to be solved, variable y. How do we do that? So 3y minus 2. Do we have any relationship with 3 and 8? No, we don't have. But do we have any relationship with 3 and 6? Yes, they both are equal. So you can find the angle of 6 because 8, 180 minus 68 would be angle number 6, and they both are equal, equated. Let's see step by step. Now over here, we do not have any direct relationship between 8 and 3. So we will relate this and this. Okay, this has been related, 8 and 5. That's also possible. It's no worries. Now 8 and 5 are the same. So angle phi is 68 degrees. Now then, what do? We know the interior angles, consecutive interior angles are supplementary or 180 degrees. So add 3 and 5. That must be 180 degree. That is basically you're adding 3y minus 2 plus 58 of angle phi is 68 degree. That is equal to 180. Solve this, you will get the answer. You can solve it by steps. That is, take 68 minus 2 is 66, and take 66 to the other side. Take 66 to the other side, will be 180 minus 66, and then whatever the answer is there, you need to divide it by 3. You will get this answer, 38. Or you can use your calculator directly. So what you need to do is put this as it is, 3y minus 2 plus 68 is equal to 180, sorry, 68 is equal to is alpha and calculate, that's the short form for calc, and then you get equal to, you can't press direct equal, you will get a syntax error because equation is formed. You need to press shift and solve, and then you will get the answer, 38. That's it. So this is how you solve. You need to know the relationship between the different angles. Now over here, I'll just quickly tell you, this and this is total 180 degree. So phi x plus 40 equals 180, and you can solve x value. And then look at this. These are the parallel lines. We know this angle is equal to this is the exterior, is equal to the exterior angle over here. Alternate exterior angle. So once you know x value, you will know this angle. So equate those both, you will get the answer for y. Same way over here. This is consecutive interior angles. But before that, find the x value. How will you solve the x value? Here, this is uh, interior angle. You can, this is an interior angle, and this is also interior angle. Alternate interior angles. So you have to equate 8x minus 10 is equal to 7x. Solve for x, you will get the answer. So take this to the other side. X is equal to positive 10. Now, once you know x is equal to 10, you can solve this, and then this angle plus 6y plus 20 equals 180 degrees, and then solve it up. Solve it by yourself and then check for the answers. Over here we found the x value, but y you have to solve it, you will get it. Now, which theorem you use? Over here there are plenty of theorems. Supplementary angle to find x, and then you use alternate exterior angle. Similarly, the angle the theorems which we use, or the relationship which we use, is mentioned. Same way, please do try these as well, and then you can check the answers. Now let's look at this one. They have told find the measure of each angle. Now measure of angle 3 is given to be 75, 10. Where is 10? That is to be 105. Now what is the measure of angle 2? 10 and 2. Here these are corresponding angles, so it is same. It should be 105 itself. What about 5? Where is 5? 2 and 5 are alternate angles. Again, they are same. It should be 105. Okay, sorry, all came anyways. Now, where is angle of measure 7? Now, these both are interior alternate angles, so that's same. Again, 105. What about the next one? 15. These both are alternate interior angles equal, so it's 105. What about 14? Where is 14? That's over here. What you can do is 105 minus, sorry, 180 minus 105 will give you 14, and then that is 75. What about 9? Where is 9? 9 is over here. They both are equal, that is 75. So this is the answer. That's how we can easily solve them up. I hope this is clear. So that's the end of this topic 12. In the next video, we'll go to topic 13. If you have any doubts, do post them in the comment section. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Moving on to the 13th topic. It's a bit lengthy one. Let's see this. We have to classify lines parallel, perpendicular. In fact, we're not classifying, we are just finding equations, or we have to graph them. So now over here, this type of questions will be asked in this 22 and 28, 22 to 28, sorry. Write an equation in slope-intercept form for the line perpendicular to y equals half x plus 9, which passes through the point minus 7, minus 4. Now what this means is, they have given an equation, this is the particular equation, and they have told we need to draw a line, not this one. Now this is 0.5 x, it's positive slope, it will go something like this, and the intercept, y-intercept is at 9. Okay, this is 9. Not this line. We need to draw a line which is perpendicular to it. So, it must be 90 degree to this. So it'll be something, okay, that's anyways, it'll be something like this. Okay, but now where exactly is it? Over here, here? Where is the perpendicular line? That perpendicular line must cross -7 and then -4. So that means x is -7, -4, somewhere over here it must be crossing. This point must be crossed. So we can just approximate that. But what is this equation? It's hard, right? Let's see how to solve this now. I will repeat this again quickly. See, whatever the equation of the line is given to us is somewhat like this if you graph it. Okay, just approximate. Now we need to draw perpendicular line. We can draw perpendicular lines everywhere, isn't it? Anyway, there is 90 degree, or the slope of these two lines is -1, means it's perpendicular. Which point is it? The perpendicular line which we draw must pass through this point somewhere over here. So this is how it's over here something. So that is how we denote it. Now that's why we can find the exact line. Now let us see how to do this. Here, first, we need to analyze the given equations and write the slope for the perpendicular line. Now, this is the given slope, isn't it? What is the slope for the perpendicular line which we are about to draw? We don't know the slope, but we know the product of the two perpendicular line slopes must be -1. So we know this given line is half multiplied with unknown slope, that is the our perpendicular line slope m, that must be equal to -1. So now take this to the other side. 2 to the other side will be -2. So now we know see, this one was something like this. Now -2 means like this. So this is perpendicular. So we know the slope is -2. That is it. We don't know anything else. Now we come to know the slope of the perpendicular line which we are about to solve is -2. It's going downwards. Now let's use the slope intercept form and find the y-intercept. We need to write it in slope intercept form. So it is very important we use the slope intercept form itself to solve the b. The b value is the intercept value where it touches the y-axis. So based on that, we can distinguish between all the other perpendicular lines. Now, we know only the slope, but now there might be hundreds or thousands or infinite lines with the slope. How do we find the exact line which we require? So this point must be passed, right? So let's use that point, that is x and y, as x and y. Now y value is x and y. First is x, second is y. Y is -4, m is the slope -2, and b value is -7 plus this, sorry, m value is -2, x is -7. B value is unknown. That is the y-intercept. We will simplify this. -2 times -7 is +14. Now take 14 to the other side, will be -18. So B value is -18. We got the slope, we got the intercept. Now you can write the equation. See, the slope is known, the intercept is known. Just write y is equal to the slope x plus that's it. Now use the slope intercept form again. We know m and b for the perpendicular line. So slope intercept form, just substitute these values, class. That's the answer. Sorry. This is how we find it. Very easy. I'll repeat the steps again. First one is to find the slope of the perpendicular line. The given line slope we noted and multiply by the perpendicular line slope which we do not know must be equal to -1. So we find the slope. Then what we do is use the slope intercept form and the given points to find the y-intercept, the b value. Once you know the slope and the b value, it's a very simple. Just substitute in the slope intercept form and then get the answer. That's it. This is the answer. Let us see another problem similar to it. Now write an equation of slope intercept form for the line parallel to this particular equation which contains this particular line. Now, this particular point, sorry. Now this is -3/4. It will go downwards. Parallel line to this is like every line with the same slope. There can be thousands of lines. It goes until infinity. But there will be only one line which will pass through this point. If this is x and y, -3, 6. So there will be only one particular line which passes through this point. So we need to find the exact line. So how do we do? Just like what we have done a while ago. First, write the slope. Slope is the same for parallel lines. There is no change. The slope is -3/4. And then we need to use the slope intercept form to find the y-intercept value. We know the x and y value over here. X is -3, y is 6. Just substitute over here. 6 equals -3/4 x. Now b is unknown. Solve for b. Just multiply -3 times -3/4 times -3 is +9/4. Negative becomes positive, and take the now don't take this to the other side. It should be subtracted. Take it to the other side. It'll be 6 minus 9/4. So 9/4 is basically 2.25. So 6 minus 2.25 will be the answer. It's 15/4. That is about 3.75. So that is the answer for B. but it's not over. Now what you need to do, put it in the slope intercept form, m and b value. Now this is the final answer. That is it. Just like the perpendicular line, but this parallel line is very easy. Why? Because the slopes are same. So we know the slope, use the slope intercept form and find the b value, then substitute in the slope intercept form. This is the answer. Please do try it by yourself. It will be either perpendicular or parallel. When parallel, you can easily find the slope. Perpendicular, you need to multiply this and m equals to minus 1, or you can write even the negative reciprocal. Now for example, if you know this, this is the slope, it will always be the negative and reciprocal of 1 by 2 is 2. Now where is perpendicular? Over here, negative reciprocal, negative minus and the reciprocal of minus 5. So it will be 1 divided by minus 5, it will be 1 by 5. The slope will be 1 by 5. That's it, positive 1 by 5, because negative cancels. It's up to you. If you're getting confused, don't worry, just use it. Now over here, there is no slope, it is just a y value, and that's why it's very simple. Now look at this, y is equal to 7. What does that mean? If you have the graph, y is equal to 7. It's a straight, flat, horizontal line. Now we need to draw a line parallel to this, which passes through the point x minus 1 and y is minus 10. So minus 10 must be the line. That's it. This will be at minus 10. So this was at y equals 7. This will be y is equal to minus 10. Because it's a flat horizontal line, there is no x value. Why no x value? Because the slope is 0x. If you consider any x value, it becomes 0 itself. So just consider the y value. That's the thing. Or you can use the steps which we did, you will get the same answer. It's just that you have to put it in the formula. This you can directly solve because it's easy. Otherwise, you can do what we just now followed. M is 0 over here, 0x plus 7. That's it. And then you can use it. So this is the thing. Over here parallel, so the slope is same. Please do solve it by yourself. And then we have another type of problem. Here, you need to find the x or y that satisfies the given condition. You have been given some points. They have told we need to graph this line. The line contains 4, minus 2 and unknown value x, minus 6. This is perpendicular to this particular line. So this is the given line. Now they have told there is 2 points. Where is minus 2 and minus 9? Somewhere over here. And we have 3 and minus 4 somewhere over here. So this is one line. We have to draw a line perpendicular to this. It will be something like this, right? But they have given the points 4 and minus 2. 4 and minus 2 somewhere over here. This would be, no, it will be something like this. Now this is the equation. We need to accurately find it. But how do you find this x value? Graphing is later on. First, let's find this x value. Now, the most easy way is find the slope for the given line. This is given line, right? Find the slope, m. Once you find the m, then you know this slope, say imagine it's 2. When you multiply this one, unknown value, it must be equal to minus 1. So we can find the slope for this line and then we can easily find x. Let us see this now. All you need to do is, this is the given. Note what is given. Given line is over here. x1, y1, minus 2, minus 9, x2, y2, 3 and minus 4. Then the points of the perpendicular line which we have to solve, x1, y1, x2, y2. But remember, x2 is unknown, so it is x. Okay, this is it. Now that's why we write it x. Now next one is find the slope of the given line. This is given, right? Use the slope formula, m equals y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. And then you can easily find the slope. Substitute. y2 is minus 4 minus of minus 9 divided by 3 minus of minus 2. Put it in the calculator, you'll get it. 5 by 5, it's 1. Now find the slope of the perpendicular line. How do you find this? All you need to do is, given slope over here, given line slope is 1. So when you multiply this with the perpendicular line slope, it must be -1. 1 times m equals -1. The answer for the perpendicular line is -1. So now we know this is the slope. Okay. So we can use the slope formula again to find the x value. How? Because we found the slope of this line. See, given line, we found the slope. And then from that, we know because this and this are perpendicular, we can find the slope of the other line. And now what do we do is we just substitute over here. Substitute these points and the slope is known. M value is known, isn't it? Y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. Substitute M value as -1, which we just now found over here. Substitute in the slope formula and now put the y2 is -6, -2. This is unknown x and -4. And now simplify and solve. You can directly solve it in calculator over here by putting -1 equals, open the fraction symbol, -6, open the brackets, minus brackets, -2, close the bracket, and here we have x, that is alpha, and this symbol, close the bracket, -4. Shift and solve will give you the answer. Don't press directly equal to, shift and solve, and it'll take few minutes, no sorry, few seconds, and the answer is 8. Now if you simplify this anyways, you'll get the same answer, x minus 4. This goes to the other side, this will be -4 over here, x minus 4 to the other side, multiply -1 inside, distributive property, -x plus 4, and now take this x to the other side, bring -4 to the other side. The answer of x is over here. This much is done. Now all you need to do is graph. How would you graph? X value you found out. So if that is the only answer, fine, that's over. But now you know the 2 points. That is 4 and -2. So 4 and -2 is over here, 1 point. And then you know 8 and -6. Just 2 points are enough. Draw the straight line from there. So how do you check? Once you find the 2 points, see the graph which includes both the points. Only one graph will include both the points, others will not include. That is your answer. So this is it. So the same thing over here, it's mentioned. Please do try the other problems. Look at this problem by yourself, solve it by yourself, and then check the answer over here. Y is unknown. Parallel is very easy. Why? Because the slope is same. And now this is the line. Same way, try the other problems by yourself and then check for the answers. So in the next video, we will deal with the topic 14. Please stay tuned. Now we move on to the 14th topic, that is to find the distance between parallel lines. So over here, they're asking only parallel lines, but you need to use the concept of perpendicular lines and then find the distance. It is not that easy. You need to focus a lot. You need to understand what needs to be taken, what has to be considered, and all that. Now, anyways, let's see. This figure won't be given. This is just for understanding purpose. This is the question only. Now, find the distance between parallel lines R and T with equations y equals -3x minus 5 and y equals -3x plus 6. What do we do over here? So we can see these are parallel lines. And what is the difference between these two parallel lines? Since it's minus slope, they are downwards. The only difference is if you draw a straight axis, one is at +6, the y-intercept is at 6, and the other line is at -5. That's the only difference. How do we find the distance? Now, whenever they tell distance, it's not any distance, it's the shortest distance or the perpendicular distance. Always the perpendicular distance between the two lines would be the shortest distance. Now imagine this is place A and this is place B. The roads to go over here, wait, let me just change this over here, okay? The roads to go over here will be something like this, and the shortest one would always be the perpendicular, the straight line towards both of them. So this would be the shortest distance. So we aim for the shortest distance, take perpendicular line between them. Now, how do we do that is, first, find the equation for the perpendicular line, because the shortest distance between these two would be the perpendicular line, right? So now we need a perpendicular line. So we need a perpendicular line. We can tell anything, say Q over here. Find the distance. In order to find the distance between these, now you need to use the equation of any one of the line and then find the perpendicular. It's up to you to choose. So over here, first of all, the slope is -3 in both the cases. What will be the slope of a perpendicular line? Now we are not choosing the line. Let's just choose the slope, because slope is same for both perpendicular lines. Assume we do not know. This is not assumed, sorry, this is given as -3. Let's assume the slope of the perpendicular line as m2 and let's find it. We know when we multiply it with -3, it must be -1. So all we do is take this to the other side and negative negative cancels off. You will get 1 by 3. Now this m2 is the slope of the perpendicular line. Okay, if this is -3, over here the perpendicular line will be having slope of 1 by 3. Now, consider the equation of any one line and use the coordinate. This is important because if you're using this line, you can't use another line as well. So basically, imagine this is a parallel line. You're doing a perpendicular line. So if you use this equation, you will start this perpendicular line from here. And then you need to use the other equation and find the other point. Okay, we will see that now. So we have considered the first equation, y equals -3x minus 5. Now assume the point at x equals 0. What is the y value? You need to just assume this, okay, x as 0. You can take x as 1. You can take x as 2. But 0 is the easiest of all, right? So we just take x as 0. When you take x as 0, everything goes off. What is the y value? -5. Now, this would be the point to find the intercept. Use this point. Now, what does intercept mean? The y-intercept touching the x-axis, y-axis, right? Just assume, say now over here, whenever x is 0, what is the y value? Y value is the y-intercept. Whenever x is 0, the y value would be its y-intercept. So this is the intercept point, right? So for this equation, we just take x as 0 and find this coordinate points. That now substitute this and now we can find the b value. B value. Now b value would be -5 itself. Why? Because this itself is the y-intercept whenever you take x is equal to 0. But technically this is the method to solve. We have done this already to solve the y-intercept, so we can use this formula. Otherwise, if you understand this thoroughly, this is the x-axis. What is x? This is the x-axis, y-axis. When x is 0, you get the y-intercept. Now, in this case, it was -5. That's it. Next, what do? We now use this intercept and then write the equation for the perpendicular line. Now we are using this b value and writing the equation for the perpendicular line. Till now we used this equation, found its intercept. Otherwise you can just see this is the y-intercept. So directly we can use it. But anyways, technicality purpose. Now here y equals 1 by 3x minus 5. This is the equation of the perpendicular line from this parallel line. From this parallel line, we have erected it. Then what next? Since you have already used this, don't use this anymore. What you need to do is just use the other equation basically. Use the other equation, this one, and use the perpendicular line. We just now found a perpendicular line, right? That was over, anyways, we have over here. Perpendicular slope 1 by 3. Use this line and find the point of intersection. You need to solve these. You can subtract both the equations, solve them, and you will find x and y value. But the easiest method of all is using the standard form and solving it in calculator. So what do? Over here, remember the standard form for linear equation is ax plus by equals c. So get this in terms of ax plus by equals c. Now x and y must be together. So minus 3x, take it to the other side. It's going to be 3x plus 1y equals 6. Same way, rearrange this. Minus 1 by 3x plus y equals minus 5. Now you can easily put them in the calculator by mode phi, and this is the equation for linear. Ax plus by equals c, that is 1. Now put in the coefficients 3, 1, 6. And lastly over here, 1 divided by 3, minus 1 by 3, 1 and minus 5. What's the answer? 3.3 and negative 3.9. So x and y value, the point of intersection. So basically, the points of intersection over here we found out. Over here, sorry, let me just go back over here. One was this one over here, the intercept, because we started from there. So the perpendicular line was started from there, that is 0 comma minus 5, and now we find the perpendicular lines intersecting point with the other equation as well. This one is 3.3 comma minus 3.9. So that is why we don't use this line again, because we already found we started the intersecting point. We are taking the perpendicular line from this particular point, right? We can take anywhere. You can take it as 1. Over here also we can take. Then we will get this point. It's just that equation changes a little bit, but it's fine. You can. But the easiest of all is 0, because it'll be easy, and then we choose that point, and then we know the equation for the line. Parallel line we already is given, both the parallel line, we know this perpendicular, and then we find where it is touching over here. So now the distance between these 2 points is what we need to find. Now we have both the point. See, these are the 2 points. Find the distance using distance formula, that is square root of x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square. Now when you find the distance, just substitute, put it in the calculator, you will get the answer. That is the distance. I know it is very lengthy, but this is the method. That's it. That's how you solve all this. See, you will be given two equations. All you need to do is solve it. It's very straightforward. Sorry. Solve it and then check for the answers. Don't directly do it. It's You need to practice more in this. Now remember, there are two equations, right? Let me just go back. There are two equations. You will consider one equation. Imagine this is already considered. You start from here and then you find the perpendicular line. So this initial point will be the base. Okay, that is already an intersecting point with the perpendicular line. Then don't use the same line because you already found this. You need to find the other intersecting point. So now we get two intersecting point between the perpendicular line, at the ends of the perpendicular line. That would be the shortest distance, the perpendicular distance. That therefore we just find the distance between those 2 points, the intersecting point. Use the distance formula and you will get it. Please do practice more problems. If you have not understood, pause the video, go back again, watch this again, and be thorough with it. And then please try these by yourselves and then check for the answers over here. So that's the end of the topic 14. In the next video, we will go to the topic number 15. I'll just put this so you can pause it and check the answers. Your options generally will be in terms of 3 radical 2 or 3 root 2, or sometimes it might be like this. So make sure you check which is the correct option and then select it. The next topic is the 15th topic. It is about translation. Translation is one of the easiest of all lessons among reflection, symmetry, rotations. Translation is very easy. Why? Because the original image is always preserved. It is very easy to figure out translation, because if the original image is tampered, then there's no translation. It must be same and it will be equally moved. The translation is same at all the points. What I mean is, if This is a translation. Then the movement at j to the new point j is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the x-axis and 1, 2, 3 in the y-axis. It must be same over here with k. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. That will be the same. So yes, this is translation. Now we here, what is the translation vector? First of all, yes, this is a translation. This image is translated to j dash, k dash, and l dash. But what is the translation vector? That is given as x comma y. We saw 5x units and 3y units. So the first answer is the correct answer. This is it. Now we will see some more problems. Over here, they have told the image of each point after given translation vector. So now this is the given point. F equals minus 3 comma 1. If this is the x-axis, it will be somewhere over here. This is the point. Now this is the translated point. 5 comma minus 3. Now 5 comma minus 3 will be okay, this is the translation vector given. So where will be the reflected translated point? So it is being moved 5 units to the right. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1 down. It'll be over here. It basically, it's very, very simple. All you need to do is the first term is there, right? Minus 3, add 5. And for the second term, subtract 1. The translation vector is just added to x and y coordinate respectively. So the answer over here would be 2, 0. That is the answer. That's it. That would be the reflected point. Now same thing over here. Subtract 2 from 4. This first with first. X with x, y with y. So 4 minus 2 is 2 and minus 2 minus 5, because when you add this is going to be subtraction, minus 7. 2 minus 7. Same way over here. We can do it by yourself. All these are very simple. Let's just go through this. The image of A minus 3 comma minus 5 under translation is A dash 6 comma minus 1. Find the image of B 3 comma 2 minus 2 under the same translation. So what they have told is this point A, which is at 3 minus 3 and minus 5 somewhere over here, is being translated to 6 and minus 1 over here. So if there was a point at B which is 3 comma minus 2 somewhere over here, where would that be translated? It'll be somewhere over here, right? But we need in proper details, proper values. So how do you do is first find the translation vector. Find how is it translated. This minus this will give you the translation vector. That is A dash translated minus the original gives you the translation vector. So what that means is 6 minus of minus 3 and minus 1 minus of minus 5. This is what we need to do and find. Now you'll get 9 over here, and then over here you will get my plus 4. So my minus minus becomes plus. 5 minus 1 is 4. So 9 comma 4 is the translation vector. The answer is not over. You need to add the translation vector over here. What did I do? I just found the translation vector, because translation vector is always added to the original image, right? And then we get a b dash or a dash. Now we need to find translation, so subtract the original image, translated image with the original, you will get translation vector. Okay, once you get the translation vector 9 comma 4, add it over here, it'll be 12 comma 2. That is the answer. It'll be 12 comma 2. So this is how we do it. Same way, last one over here, we need to just construct a okay, over here what they have asked is whether this is translated or no. See, like we have done this previous one, isn't it? But over here there was a graph given, but here there are points given. So what it means is they are telling whether these both are reflected or no. Let's see, how do we see it. Now here the first one is my reflected minus 1 and minus 2, isn't it? How do you find the translation vector? Subtract over here. Subtract a dash minus a. That means a1 minus 1 and minus 2 minus 2. What is the answer? It is 0, sorry, it will be -2 and -4. So basically, this is the translation vector which is being added to all the original points. So if I add -2 over here, I'll get -1 and -4. Yes. Now, whether this is translation, add -2 to 0, you should have -2 and -4. Over here, it should have been +4 and -4. It's wrong. It's not translation. The image is not translation. Why? Because they are not moving along the translation vector. The all points are not moving along the same translation vector. They are moving in different directions. So no, all points are not moving in the same direction, or they are in the same direction. So it is not a translation. That's it. So that is basically how we solve the topic number 15. Just remember the translation vector. If it's not given, solve it by subtracting the original point from the translated point. You'll get the translation vector, and then just check for the answer. We will deal with reflections in the topic number 16. Reflections, as you might have already remembered, is something reflecting. Say you stand in front of a mirror, you can see yourself in the mirror. Now, if I have, say, an object, okay, my drawing skills are very bad, but anyways, if this has to be reflected, a stick figure along this line, then the same thing. Now, imagine this is, say, from here to here on this line is 5 meters apart. You need to draw that particular hand or the line at 5 meters apart, and the same distance, okay, it's not at all reflection, it's much different, but I hope you're getting the concept. It'll be the same distance apart. If this leg is, say, 7 meters apart, this is 7 meters, which will never be true, because from the hand to the leg there won't be a 2 meter difference. But just for your understanding, say whatever is the dimension, whatever from this line is towards the left, the distance is the same thing to the right. That is basically reflection. Simple understanding. Now here, you might have already learned about reflection along axes, say x-axis, y-axis. But now it is not about axis, it's about particular lines. Let's look at this problem. Consider the quadrilateral RSTV where the coordinates are given. You need to reflect it, okay, the reflection along the line y equals -1. How would you do it? First, you need to draw this particular coordinate. 2, 1, r is 2, 1, s is 2, 4, 5, 4, v is, as you can see, all this is plotted. Then what you need to do is see the line along where the line is y equals -1. You should draw a line over there, and the reflected figure must be the same distance from this line. Now you can count from this line to r. It's 1, 2, 2 units apart. So it should be 1, 2 somewhere over here. So if you draw the reflected figure, it'll be written as r dash. It's 2 units. Same thing with v, t, and s. You need to have the same distance apart, and you can figure out the coordinates. Since this is in the part 2, which is in your multiple choice question, you can directly find it out easily. How? Look at these coordinates and see what are the plots: r, s, t, and v. First, you need to see which is the correct plots of r, s, v, t. Just check them. Okay, this is 2, 1. Yes, this is accurate. Then you need to measure the distance from here and find out which is the reflected image. Now, what if in your question they don't give this because it's written over here? They have given only the answer. It's fine. Look into one of the figure, the coordinates, and you need to plot this at 2, this, and this, RSTV. And then count the distance over here, 2, right? So the x-axis won't change. Say x-axis will be the same. Only the y-axis, it was 1. From 1, 0, -1, it's 2 units. So from -1, it should be 2 units down in the opposite direction, because it is being reflected along this axis, y-axis, sorry, along the x-axis, but y equals -1 line. So this is the thing. Okay, So you must understand here these points matters from year to year down, from year to year. Whereas if it was x equals 6, then it would be, and imagine this was a figure, it would have been reflected over here. So that is the thing. So this is it. You can easily figure out from the given, you can understand which is the reflected exactly. So that's the thing. Now, similarly, you can do one more, but this one is very easy. You should look into the question. If they ask you reflection along y equals x, then, and over here they have not given the coordinates, they have given the graph itself. You must remember the formula for reflection along y equals x is very simple. You swap the coordinates. That's it. Now, see what is the coordinates for A. A is -2 and 1. Okay. B is 1 and 8. So 1 and 8. Same way, C is 1 and 4. And similarly, you can plot the others. Now here, this is the x and this is the y. You need to write y first. So it'll be 1 and -2. That's the only difference. So basically what you're doing, you're just swapping the coordinates. Look away, this is the figure, but look at the coordinates. Here 1 is first and -2. 8, 1. 4, 1. Here it is 4, 4, 2, 2. It's same. Doesn't matter. So because x and y are the same. So this is it. You reflect along y equals x along this line. Make sure you swap the coordinates. This is the easiest of all if it's y equals x line. It's a 45-degree line like this, slanted line, and it will reflect everything just by changing the coordinates. You can always use this formula. Now, here are some problems. You need to try it by yourself. X is equal to y. It's very, very simple. What I would do is write the coordinates 1 2 3 -3 comma 2. This is 0 comma 1, and lastly we have -2 comma 1 2 3 -3. So the coordinates of a dash would be 2 comma -3, b dash would be 1 comma 0, and lastly we have c dash to be -3 comma -2. So this is it. -3 comma -2, because it's along, okay, sorry, uh my writings. So this is the answers. You can see that they are the same answers. Why it is so simple? Because you can easily find the coordinates of a b c, and then you can easily write the reflection along y-axis is just the change of x and y. That's it. Same way you can try the others. This one over here, x is -1, so you should draw a straight line over here at -1 and then solve it up. You can see over here, this is the original image, -1 line, and then reflection 1 2 units, 2 units that side, 1 unit over here. Very, very simple. This is the final answer. You just need to look at the question and the options. You can easily eliminate the other options. Make sure you understand x equals -1 means where is x -1? This is the x-axis. -1 is here. Draw a straight line over there. That is it. Similarly, please do try the others and then write the coordinates over here. That's it. Same thing. This is simple. Y equals z, y equals x, sorry. It'll just be along the line, just swapping the coordinates. Now look over here. -2 and 3, right? It'll become 3 comma -2. You can see 3 is over here and -2. That's the point. Reflection. It's very easy when this line is given. Along the line y equals x. So basically y equals x, so you're swapping x and y. Here y line, we have done similar problem like that. Over here, this is the line of reflection. So please do try them by yourselves and then do it. Now here they have given a coordinate. We had seen the first problem, right? You have to plot this. Now imagine this is the xy axis, -7 1 somewhere over here, and you're reflecting along the line y equals 3. That means over here, 2 units difference, isn't it? This is 1, this is 3, so there is 2 units difference. What is going to happen when you're reflecting along this line? This will stay, x value will stay over here, it'll be somewhere over here. So how much is the unit difference? 1 2, so it'll be 2 units up, that'll be 5, so it'll be -7 comma 5. That's it. So that is the answer. Same thing over here. Q is at 6 and -4. Imagine 6 and minus 4 is over here, and along x equals 2. So how much is the difference over here? You need to look into the difference. This is positive 2. Okay. Yeah, 6. This is 6. So 4 units till 6, right? 6. This is 6. There is 4 units. So go back by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 will be at minus 2. What will be at minus 2? The x value changes. See, it is at minus 2. Y value will remain the same. So it is minus 2, comma. It is down, so it's minus 4. So that is the. So it's very, very simple to solve these. Just make sure you understand the graph, or you can easily look into the options and you can easily solve. One last thing, understand what is the line. Y equals 3 means, now if this is X line, this is Y line, this is Y equals 3 line. Now you must understand one thing. You're dealing with Y equals 3 line, isn't it? So the X value does not change. See, the X value will always remain same, only the Y value differs. When you're dealing with X is equal to 2 lines, see over here, X equals 2. Now, what does not change? If X, the other thing doesn't change. Y value is remaining same, only the X changes because you're dealing with X equals 2 line. Whereas over here, Y equals 3 lines, so the Y value changes, not the X. So that's it. That's the end of this topic. So in the next topic, we will deal with the topic number 17. 17th topic is about exterior angle theorem. What does this exterior angle theorem mean? You can understand exterior means something that's outside. It has to do something with angle, and it's a law. Let's see what it means. Now imagine this is a triangle. What is outside of a triangle? We know when two lines are parallel and there's a transversal, this is inside, interior, and this was exterior, outside ones, okay, which I'm drawing in two times, two lines, okay. Those are exteriors. Inside is interior. Over here, if you're talking about angles, all these are interior angle of a triangle. What will be outside is, see over here, for example, this one. Now, this outside angle has a relationship. The derivation is pretty simple. It says that because a straight line is supplementary, over here, this would be opposite of whatever the angle is there. Like 180 minus this would give you that. And a triangle is of 180 degrees. So when you add all, it must be 180 degree. And that's why these both are equal to the exterior angle. That is like basically the derivation and everything. You do not need to worry about that. I will tell you what you must remember. Whenever you see a triangle and an extended line, the outside angle, exterior angle, is basically given by the sum. It's basically what's the theorem saying. It's just that. But look at the triangle. Now, why I'm saying this is, you need to look at the triangle and see the opposite two angles, not any two angles. This is the main important thing. Now, if I have an exterior angle over here, then I need to know 61. And what is this? That one. If I have x, it'll be 61 plus x. So this is very crucial. It is opposite, the far ends, not the supplement. Now 130 is supplement to this. If this is given, so it's 50 over here. Don't use this, that will be an error. No, you need to use the far ends. Now let's see problems on this. Find the measure of DAB, that is DAB, this angle, in the front face of the building. Okay. Now, they have given angles in terms of x. Look at this. B is given, C is given, and this is also given. But it's in terms of x. They want an angle. All you need to do is understand the exterior angle theorem. That would mean it is 12x plus 7 will be equal to sum of these both. That is 6x minus 4 plus 65 degrees. Now solve it up. You can use your calculator directly, otherwise you can just take the x to the other side and solve it. It's very simple. You can directly get the answer. So 12 alpha x plus 7 equals, see the exterior, okay, that was wrong. The exterior angle equals to the sum of the opposite interior angles. Okay, that is very important. Now 6x minus 4 plus 65 Shift and solve, you'll get the answer to be 9. That's the final answer. That's it. No, oh, sorry. That is the x value. I missed. That is not the answer. I'm sure this will be there as one of the option. No, that is not the correct answer. You need to substitute this 9 instead of x over here. 12 into 9 plus 7. This will be your final answer. It's 115 degrees. So this exterior angle DAB on the front face of this building is 115 degrees. Similarly, you can easily solve them up. Now they have asked you measure of ABC. How do you solve it? You know this angle, and over here it's in terms of x. Very simple. I'll directly solve it in calculator. 145, this exterior angle will be equal to, that is alpha this, 95 plus 2 and x, alpha x. Shift and solve, the answer is 25 over here. Oh, sorry, my bad. Again, I did the same mistake. I'm glad I did this mistake. You guys, please don't repeat this in exam. I did the same mistake 2 times. I found the value of x and I told that is the answer. No, that is not the answer. They have asked you the measure of ABC. So 25 times 2 is this angle. That is 50 degrees. This is it. Now then, over here as well, you can simply solve this. 58 would be equal to x plus x, that is 2x. Now the value of x is 29, but what do they want? Measure of f, measure of angle f, and that is the same thing because it's only x, it's 29. Similarly, please do solve the others. Now over here, you can see the far ends of the exterior angles are given. This one, angle 1 will be equal to angle 2 plus angle 3, and simply solve it, you will get the answer. Same thing over here. You can easily solve it. These are the exterior, this is the exterior angle and these are the far end angles. 116 will be equal to 1 plus 2. Put it in the calculator, you can easily solve for it. So that will be the answer. Please solve it by yourself and then check for the answers. That is the end of topic 17. Topic number 18 is same as the topic number 7. You might have remembered these problems by now. It is about congruency. You need to write the congruency statement. We have done the same problems, in fact, from the same page number, but more problems in the topic number 7. I'll put the link to the topic number 7 in the description because it is more detailed explanation. Please go through it. Now I'll just recall this again. In fact, you need to pause the video now and answer these by yourselves and then check for the explanation. Look over here, A, B, C, B, C, D. Look at these triangles. You can see these lines. If one line and one line, they would mean they're same, they're equal. If it's two lines like this and this is equal. So now all we need to do is write the congruency statement. Now you can use any angle as the reference, a triangle as the reference. I will use this as the reference. Now A, next would be B and C. Now this triangle I've used reference is congruent to what? I can't just write BCD or DCB or BDC. I need to know exactly. So let me write it again. That's a very bad ABC. So triangle ABC is congruent to what exactly? A has one angle. Which angle is equal to A? If you see over here, it is D. So let's write D first because A was first. And which is having two sides. In this triangle, it was B, but in this, it is C, D, C, and lastly, we have B. If you find out 2, then the last one is the same one. The remaining one, sorry. So this is the congruency angle. Why? Because A is equal to D, B is equal to C, C is equal to B. And then, if you write this congruency statement, there's a shortcut for the lines. Basically, the line AB will be equal to DC or CD. Let's see, AB, CD or DC. It's the same thing. What about BC? The line BC will be equal to CB. Let's see. BC, CB, yes, they are same. And then the last 2 points, AC will be DB. AC, DB or BD, yes. That is the thing. So just write the congruent statement directly at the beginning. What we have written over here is the same thing, and then figure out the remaining. Same thing over here. Let's see, this is only with lines, no angles, but you can see this is equal to this. So it's very, you can understand that one. Then, what about the other things? These two are parallel lines, LK and JM. They have shown, KJ and LJ are parallel. These are equal and parallel. Okay, both the sides are equal and parallel. So they have already given it. Whenever you have parallel lines, you must know alternate interior angles are congruent. So K over here is equal to M. So let's write the congruency statement. I'll write just over here randomly the first triangle, K, M, and J. You can write it any way, but look at the options, okay? Sometimes if I can write this as ACB as well. The problem is option will be written as ABC. All you need to do is your answer will be correct. If it is ACB, then it will be DBC. Okay, these will be correct. You just need to rearrange B and C. If I do swapping between B and C, then I have to do swapping over here with C and B. That's it. So you can easily get it right. Now over here, triangle KJM. Anything would be fine. I'll just write KJM. Now then, here I know J will be congruent to what? I know J will be L, but what is K congruent to? If this is K, it'll be M over here. So triangle M. Then I have J, which is congruent to L because it's right angle. And then lastly, you can write M will be equal to K. So MLK. But now over here, it is LMK. Why? It's not wrong. What we did is not wrong. It's just that they've written JKM first. Now they write it in the alphabetical order. So JKM. And over here, the other one is corresponding to that. So what do I do over here is the option is not there. So I will just swap this J and K and check. J and K will be swapped. Then over here also you need to swap L and M. K will remain as it is because M was same. Yes, this is the correct answer. You can even check the angles and all that and you can easily figure it out. So this is it. And again, about the triangle, the placement and everything was done in the video number 7. So please click on the description and just recall it if you want. Otherwise, this whatever you just know how to write it is more than enough. Same way over here. X, Y, and Z. X is starting with A, 60 and 60, it's B and C. If its degrees are given in terms of numbers, it's very easy. Same way, please do try this, okay, by yourself and then check for the answers. Now over here, this is a polygon. It is not just 3 or 4 sides, it's 5 sides over here. Please be vigilant. A would be F, and where we go, B, 108. Where is 108? It's J. C is 111, I is 111, D is 105, H is 105, E is 107 and 107, G. That's it. So that's how we write it. And if they ask you for which is congruent, you should just see them and tell it. And now, for example, all these sides are congruent to each other, but you don't write it directly. You need to write AB will be congruent to FJ, BC to JI, and so on, the corresponding parts. So that is the end of the topic 8, only 1 to 5. So in the next video, we will move on to the topic 19. The 19th topic is on ASA postulate. We have done proving paragraph proofs, flow proofs already in part 1. This is similar to it, where we use either flow proof, paragraph proof, statement reason, depends on what has been asked, and then we write it out. So this is not in writing. Maybe one of the step over here they might ask you in the exam. So that's what they might do. Now here let us look. Flow proof. Flow proof means a flow chart. They have given you many statements. They have told JK, MK is congruent. Angle NL is congruent. You need to prove these triangles are congruent. This is using AAS. That means you have one angle already, one side. You need to know one more angle. Look over here. This is vertical angle, isn't it? JKN and LKM. So we just tell that. So given, let's write given. JN and L is given. to be congruent, jk and mk, and then we write jkn and mkl is over here, or lkm, it's the same thing, are congruent because they are vertical angles. Vertical angles always congruent. Now we have angle line ASA or AAS postulate. So this is it. Two angles and a side. Let's look over here. Paragraph proof. We are right in paragraphs. They have told DA is parallel to FG. Now this is important when parallel things are given. You need to keep in mind when parallel stuff is given, interior angles happen. Now this is a common side. This angle is equivalent to the other alternate interior angle. These are alternate interior angles. So let's see what is given. This is parallel. Okay, good. E and G is congruent. We need to prove them congruent, the triangles. Now, this, whatever is given, write it as it is. By alternate interior angles theorem, you can tell DFG. See, this line is considered. This angle. Even you can consider the other one. It's the same thing. Not to worry. DFG and FDE are congruent to each other. And this side is obviously congruent because it's the same side. It's a reflexive property of congruency. So we have angle, angle, side. And now be careful. In the last video, we saw how to write the congruent statements. Now, if you're considering D, then you need to start with over here F. So D over here, that means F in the other side. D, F, and it'll be D. And last one, G and E are congruent, G and E. So that is how we write the congruent statement. Triangle and triangle, these are congruent. So see which are equal to each other and then write the congruent statement. That's it. Now here they have written two column proof and it's the same thing, but okay, there is midpoint over here. Let me do this. They have told V is the midpoint over here. You can see the V is midpoint of YW. That means this side and this side are equal. If this is total 10 YW, then Y and V will be phi and V and W will be phi. They'll be equally divided. That's from the midpoint theorem. Now let's see what is given. They have told U and Y is parallel to X and W. That means we can use alternate interior angles. So from midpoint theorem, this is the side is, say, this is midpoint. So we can use midpoint theorem and we can tell these are congruent. Now tell the angles. This angle U is congruent to X and Y is congruent to W. Why? Because of alternate interior angle theorem. So you can tell in this, it's written in detail because you have to write V, Y, and U will be congruent to V, W, X. The thing is, it's not written as I'm telling you. It might be written the other way, but the main thing is the concept is the same thing. So you can either write UYV or VYU. You can write this first is the same thing until and unless you write it properly. So that's the thing. So this is it. And then we have angle, angle and side. So AAS postulate proven. Same way, please do try this by yourself and then look for the answers. Don't directly jump to the answer. See it, solve it, and then check the answers. It's the very same thing, AAS postulate. And the 16th problem over here is to construct using, straight edge and compass. Now, straight edge is like a scale, but the measurement won't be given. Basically, over here, the concept is you can't just measure this and draw it, or you can't use a protractor. You need to use compass and straight edge. So the method is, say exactly this must be there. This one line is missing, but anyways, we will see this now. How do you do is, first, you can't measure this, so you need to draw a straight line over here. Draw a straight line, and then keep the compass over here and measure this distance of r. And same thing you do over here and draw an arc over here. So this will be the exact distance. Okay, this will be the base. The first side is very simple, but constructing the other side, it is different. Now we have done side. S is done. Side is done. Just one side. Now we have to use the angles to construct the other two sides. How do we do that? The method is, see, it differs in if you're using a protractor or if you're using SSS postulate or AAS postulate, it differs. Okay, so now over here, since it's two angles and one side, you have to follow this method. Keep the compass over here and take a random measurement, draw an arc like this. So keep the protractor over here and draw an arc, full arc. Remember, the arc must be full. Then what do? After this, remove the protractor, keep it over here, measure this distance and draw an arc like this. So now that at that particular distance, you need to keep this and draw over here. And now you will find this particular angle. This angle is formed. Take a straight edge and draw the line like this, which passes through the center of the intersection of those two arcs. The two arcs are formed, right? You must draw a straight line over there. And this is the angle. Same thing will be continued in the other side. Keep the compass here, take a measurement, draw an arc like this. So this is done. And then you need to keep the compass and measure this one over here. Keep the compass, measure. And then extend the line from this, and that triangle is formed. So these two are from A and A angles. See, these angles are used, whereas over here it was just side. This is how you solve it without protractor. If it's protractor, very simple. Just measure and you can measure the angle and do it. Here we use compass and a straight edge. Even the measurement won't be given in a straight edge, or even if it's given, this is the method you follow. But I'm not sure how they'll ask you this question in the part 2 because it's all in MCQs. Maybe the method or the step might be asked. So it's good to know. I hope this is clear. So that's the end of this topic 90. The last topic in part 2, the 20th topic. The part 3 is going to be writing. This will be the last one in which you will have 4 options, MCQs. And this is one of the easiest topic. I'll solve it directly because it's about equilateral triangles. Now, what does equilateral triangle mean? As the name says, it's equal in lateral is side. Lateral means sides, equal in sides. And also it will be equal in angles because it's a triangle. If sides are equal, the angles will also be equal. Now, equilateral are very easy because all the sides will have how much degrees? It will be 60 degrees. If one side of a triangle is 60, remember the other sides will be 60, provided they're equilateral, because the sides will be same, and that's the thing. Because it's equilateral, right? You don't even need to worry about this. You know this 3x means it's 60. So what is x? X will be 20. So this is how we can solve it. But how exactly would you solve? So they have mentioned this is 60 and they have told the two sides are, the legs over here are congruent. That means this angle and this angle must and should be equal. Doesn't matter what, these two angles will be equal. So one is 60, all are 60. Why? Because 60, 60, 60 makes 180 degrees. But they want the value of x over here. If one side is, if it's an equilateral triangle, as the name suggests, all the sides are equal. So all you need to do is 3x plus 8 equals 4x minus 4. This is a 3x plus 8 equals 4x minus 4. And now you need to press shift and solve. What is the answer? 12. So the answer over here is 12. That's it. Now what about B? Here, since the two sides are equal, that means these two angles over here, the base angles, will be equal. And the remaining angle must be 60 degrees. So there's no doubt, equilateral, all the angles are equal. And what about the side AC? Two sides, all the angles are equal. Sides will also be equal. So that is 3. Now what about this over here? They have told all the sides are equal, so it's equilateral. You don't need to do this is all equal. No. You know the angle will directly be equal to 60 degrees. So x will be equal to, divide both the sides by 6, it will be 10. So the answer is 10 over here. So over here we got 60 degrees and 3 meters. Here it is 10. Solve these by yourselves. They are very simple. Angle will be same because these two sides are equal. The angles over here at the base will be equal. It will be 60 and 60. And these sides all will be 7, 7, 7. Here it's 3x. So what is the value of x? We had done this, it'll be 20. It'll be 60 divided by 3, 20. Over here, it's all angles are same, equilateral. So all you need to do is these both sides will be equated. 4x equals 40, x is equal to 10. So that would be the answer. That's it. So these are very simple and very straightforward. Don't forget them to do it. Easily you can solve them in calculator as you saw. You don't even need to write anything and then choose the correct answer. Now one more thing, just be careful. If they ask the x, only the x degrees. But what if they ask the angle f? Then it would have been 60. But it's obvious because all the angles are 60. Just be careful with that. So that's the end of the part 2 basically. In the next video onwards, we will go to the part 3, and part 3 is all in writing. So please stay tuned. And if you're not yet subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe to it. It would mean a lot to me. Thank you very much and wish you all the best and happy learning.